the conrod bolt actually hits the camshaft. There. Now it's gone on quite a way. Find it into the cylinder heads. You can see this is so much easier. Right, in today's video I'm going to be putting barrels and pistons back on the conrods and into the engine, and I'm just going to be nibbing the heads up. I'm not going to be showing you how to torque the heads in this video. That might be in another video. These videos are not so much how-to videos. This is just the way I do things, and I do things a little bit different, so there's probably going to be a lot of ideas what other people sort of tend to overlook, and alternative ways of doing things. There are heaps of great engine builders and heaps of great videos out there with how-to videos. So this is a bit of a how-to video, but I always do things a little bit different. So you might get some better ideas. And at the end of the day, my videos started off as a vlog, and that's what they are. It's me and my journey with what I'm doing. So hopefully this can inspire people to get off their arse and have a go. Because that's what I've always done. This is how I've done things. Pretty much everything I do is self-taught. And the way I did that is by having a go. So one of my main reasons for producing content is to inspire people to have a go. Not sure how well you can see that in there, but that is a Scat 78mm crank, and they're standard rods. I've had to do a little bit of clearance in to get everything to work. I don't know if you can see that right in there as well, but with the standard rods, the conrod bolt actually hits the camshaft, so I've had to take a few little chunks out of the camshaft, which isn't really a problem for this motor because it's not high revving. It's got standard heads with standard valve springs, so there's not a lot of spring pressure on the cam. The cams are really thick anyway, and they're only travelling around at half the speed of the engine, and it's absolutely fine. It's been in this motor for a long while. It's had a lot of off-road abuse, and it's all good. Right, now to put the barrels and pistons back on. I've actually already put the piston inside the barrel. That's on how I do that is actually on the last video, so you need to go back and watch that if you haven't seen it. And also, I'm actually not going to put any seal around these for now because I'm just dry fitting everything so I can get my tinware sorted. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to get sealer on there once these are already sort of in place, but I'm going to do it because I don't really want to put sealer on until I put the heads on and torque them down, because otherwise it's probably not going to seal if these are just floating there loose. So I'll get it to top dead centre because this is number 1, which is about there. Get my gudgeon pin in there like that. These are actually 10mm studs, so it's all a little bit more difficult to get the barrel over it. And it's just a case of putting that in there, putting a pin through the rod, I don't have to heat pistons up or anything like that in this country, so that goes in there pretty easy. Now I'll get my Teflon button in there. The first piston and barrel is always easiest because you can get to both sides of it, but this one's going to be a different story. I'm going to have to put I'll show you that in a minute, but I'm going to have to put the Teflon button in first. Right, so both buttons are in. Now, hold that. Gently. These barrels are pretty tight in the case because it's been machined well. Now gets in there a little bit tight, I can actually make sure the piston moves okay, which it does. So, I haven't pushed that barrel all the way in yet, because when I put the heads on I'm going to want to put sealer around there. But for the moment, I just want them on there so I can get my tinware sorted. So right, let's do number 2. So this one, I need to put my Teflon button in first. It's the angle of the dangle, there you go. And I can feel that Teflon button still in place around the other side there. Put that one in there. Be easier with the flywheel on actually, or a spanner on that, because they're quite tight in there at the moment. But that's how you get your pistons and barrels back on. Pretty simple really. So now I'm going to put the heads on. I'm going to just going to work my sealer, gasket sealer or instant gasket, whatever you want to use, around the sealing flanges of the barrels. It's a bit tedious like this. It's easier if you do it with the barrels off and then put the barrels on, but I couldn't do that because it would have gone off by the time I got to this stage. So I'm going to tediously work that around the barrels so that when they go back in and put the head on, that seals. So I've got sealant all the way around the barrels. That was really tricky. For the other side, I'm going to take the barrels and pistons off of the conrod again. That'll be way easier. So now this thing should fit pretty well. I'll give it some paint. I've also drilled a couple of holes in it so I can actually wire it on so it doesn't keep doing that. Whack, right, about there, and that should stay there. That's on all the studs, pretty snug. I'll give it a little coat of paint as well, black paint, so it didn't look so blue, which was silly. So now I can get the push rods in, well, push rod tubes in, and the heads on. And we're just going to lightly tighten them for now, just to squash all the seals and everything together before I torque it up, because I wanted to put the other side together before I actually torque this up properly. So the heads are still pretty dirty and stuff. I don't have a good parts cleaner. I could really do with some sort of bead blaster or something as well. But if you go back to the earlier videos, the whole purpose of this was just to actually have a look at the cylinder bores. It wasn't to actually recon the heads or anything like that. So none of that's really got done. So I just put the head on lightly there, and then I can lay the push rod tubes. It's a bit tricky this, you need about 10 pairs of hands.
I always use standard pushrod tubes because they don't leak. You've just got, if you use them again, you've just got to extend these bits out a little bit, but not too far or they rip. And then make sure they don't leak, and the way to do that is to blow through them. If you can't blow through them, they're okay. And it's a good idea too if you extend. You don't have to actually pull these out far, only a very slight amount. Only a very slight amount. Now, just slowly push the head on. I like to twist these at the same time to make sure they're all going in good. And hopefully that'll be on enough just to get a couple of threads on them 2 centre bolts there. I won't put washers on yet because I haven't got enough space for that. But generally I find if you do these two up slowly, it actually pulls the head on quite straight and actually squashes the pushrod tubes and pulls the barrels into the right place. Just keep an eye on the heads and the barrels down here, make sure it's going on straight, which it is. Now it's gone on quite a way, I'll take these back off again and I'll put all the other nuts and washers and stuff back on it. So I'm just gently tightening the 4 centre bolts up to pull everything down, and actually keeping an eye on making sure that the barrels are seating properly, the pushrod tubes are seating properly, and I'm actually getting sealer oozing out all the way around, which I have. I've put more than enough on there just to make sure. Doesn't look very pretty, but it works. So just gently tighten them until everything's pulled down and they don't feel like they're going to go much further without putting force on. And then I'll just nip the other bolts up gently, and then we'll put the other side back together and torque it all up. They don't have head gaskets. What I didn't film and what I do is I actually get the barrel with some grinding paste and actually grind it into the cylinder head so it cleans up that seal a little bit. Right, so that the barrels are in place, the pushrod tubes are in place, and the head's in place. So that's not going to move now. I don't have to worry about that. See, this is so much easier with this like this. So yeah, my recommendation would be to put this sealer on before you put the barrels and pistons onto the motor. I've never used this stuff before, so I'm not going to recommend it. It's the first time I've tried it. Can't remember what you normally use, but it's grey. RTV, I think it's called. Wipe off the big bits there so they don't actually end up inside the engine.
So that's that then. The motor's back together. I didn't actually film talking heads and putting the rockers and stuff back together. There's heaps of other videos out there telling you how to do that anyway, but I probably will at some point show you how I adjust the valve clearances, because I do that a little bit different. Every now and again I'll get comments saying that I've inspired somebody to do something, or I've made somebody go and have a go, and this this gives me a real buzz, because this is what I'm here to do. This is what keeps me going and making content. Because when you're making content, and I'm sure other content creators can relate to this, you're always in the back of your mind of the negative comments and the people being clever dicks. Every time you say something or do something, you think, oh, someone's going to say this about this. And this can be really limiting. So actually having positive feedback is really good to help overcome doing this. Thankfully, I don't really get a lot of negative feedback. That's just because I'm just being me. So this is how it is. I first started making videos, well, personal development videos, because I'm an accredited coach, but I've come to realise that I can help more people and inspire more people by making content about the stuff I'm into, about cars and bikes, and developing them. And also when you're into developing things like that, it also helps you learn how to develop your life. So that's why I do it too. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, and all that good stuff. And have a great day.